All right, so we have an interesting topic for today's sword fighting discussion rant video. Was Shedletsky really that good at sword fighting? Can he compete against some of the greatest sword fighters nowadays? Or is he just a fraud? Is his whole entire career a fraud? That's what we're going to be looking into today. For those that don't know, Shedletsky is widely considered as one of the founding fathers of Roblox sword fighting and is the creator of two of the most well-known sword fighting games on Roblox, that being Sword Fight on the Heights 4 and Sword Fight on the Heights Original. And being in the community for so long, I feel like there's always been this common belief that Shedletsky is the greatest sword fighter of all time. So obviously I'm going to give my opinion on this topic, but I also want to hear from other members of the Sword Fight on the Heights community. So I went ahead and reached out to some OG players and modern day players as well. We're going to see where their heads are at with this topic. First up, we have Gulek. He says, I doubt Shedletsky could keep up against today's players. You can see he has a basic understanding of sword fighting from his videos, but it's unlikely he understands the mechanics of modern day Sword Fight on the Heights 4. I would have to agree here. Shedletsky was way ahead of his time, don't get me wrong, but today's top players in Sword Fight on the Heights 4 have spent years playing the game, and what's doable now simply was not doable back when Shedletsky played. This guy right here, I Like Streaking, probably has the greatest Sword Fight on the Heights resume that I've ever seen. Anyways, he kept it short and sweet. He just said Shedletsky gets GG'd, no read in today's standards. Next up, we have Martin. He says, Shedletsky would struggle because Sword Fight on the Heights 4 meta has evolved so much these past 18 years. Obviously, he would do good against noobs, but if he's up against a decent Illumina flyer, he's cooked. Yeah, the Illumina flying really is a big deal. It wasn't as popular back then. Now pretty much everybody knows how to Illumina fly. It is night and day skill difference between players nowadays and Shedletsky. Scareglow is a very well-known OG in the Sword Fight on the Heights 4 community. He says, I think Shedletsky can compete. So he thinks he is able to compete against modern day players. Modern Sword Fight on the Heights 4 mechanics are not that difficult to figure out. Anyone with a practical understanding of sword fighting and Sword Fight on the Heights 4 swords can easily become a decent player. It's all about strategy and timing, or he can just update the game to suit his needs, blame John. ZZ999 is one of the very few remaining OGs in the Sword Fight on the Heights community. He says, Shedletsky will need to get used to the sword mechanics, especially Illumina. He won't be used to the modern Roblox physics and overall playstyle of the game compared to when he was pre-2014. If he decided to come back and compete with other pros, he would definitely be in trouble, although I doubt he would ever come back and take his game serious. Yeah, I think Shedletsky's time on Roblox came to an end right after he updated the game for the last time in 2021. All right, the last one we have is Snark. He says, Shedletsky has spent so much time dormant from sword fighting that with things like Illumina Flight being common tech for regular players, it would most likely be impossible for him to hang with the players these days. You've heard it repeated so many times already. Illumina flying really is the key difference that separates Shedletsky from modern day players nowadays. Without Shedletsky, obviously none of this exists. Sword Fight on the Heights Original would not exist. Sword Fight on the Heights 4 would not exist. He is still a founding father of Roblox sword fighting, and I truly am forever grateful for that. I want to hear what you guys have to say now. So let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more Roblox sword fighting content like this in the future. Make Sword Fight on the Heights 4 great again. I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.